Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video, we are talking about the 1980 film Fade to Black. This is a film that follows Eric, who is obsessed with old black and white films, and he takes that obsession to a whole new level when he starts killing off people in his life, mimicking deaths from some of his favorite films. And this is one that I watched on Shudder. It kept coming up on my Shudder feed multiple times, and then I saw that other people on Letterboxd were also watching it, so I finally gave in and watched this one, and I am so glad that I did. I really enjoyed this film. I thought that it was definitely an interesting storyline, even for like today's standards. Like, even though the film came out in the 80s, I feel like even if it were to come out today, it would have still been very unique. There are obviously plenty of films and even sometimes TV show episodes where a character is mimicking their deaths off of like an author's book or a TV show or movie that they love, but the fact that he's very specific in it, that it's mimicking off of black and white films specifically, I thought was really unique. And the way that they film it as well, when Eric is committing these crimes, it also shows the scenes that it's mimicking along with his acts. And I thought that that was really awesome. If you don't know what film he's currently copying off of, then it gives you that aspect, then you get to see that, which I definitely liked. I will say, I wish there were a few more deaths. I definitely think there could have been. There's a few horror films that he copies off of, as well as copying off of some other more like action films. But I think that he could have done even more. But the ones that they did have were really, really great. And of course, one of my favorites is a Dracula kill. Now his is more mimicked off of Christopher Lee's, but there is one little clip that I do believe is from the Bela Lugosi version. So there's kind of a combination, but they mostly show like Christopher Lee's adaptation of Dracula. But I loved it either way, even though obviously Bela is my favorite. But that was definitely like my favorite kill in this movie. Now I will say most of Eric's victims aren't really deserving of it. You know, there's some people that are kind of mean to him, bully him a little. For the most part, they don't really deserve it, so you do kind of feel bad for these people that he is going after, but you also do feel bad for Eric. His first victim is his quote-unquote aunt. It's this woman who claims to be, who has told Eric that she was a friend of his mother's and that his mother died giving birth to him. And so she took him in, and I won't get into all of that because there's spoilers, but there are things that are revealed. But she is his first victim, and what leads him to accidentally finding this method of murder. He is watching a film. I'm not sure what film it is. You can let me know if you know. But there is a character in it that is in a wheelchair, just like his aunt, and the character in the wheelchair falls down some stairs, so that's sort of what happens. Her wheelchair, she's got more of an electric one, and it loses control, and he doesn't stop it, he just kind of lets her go, and that's what starts all of this. But honestly, as far as all the victims go, she's the one that I don't feel quite as bad about, because one point in the film, this is just the way I saw it, I don't know if anybody else who has seen this caught up on this, but it seems to imply that she definitely verbally abuses Eric. She picks on him about his film obsession and gives him so much shit about it and him like wasting his life on it. But it also seems to imply that she has sexually assaulted Eric. I don't know if that's something that the creators were actually going for with this. There's a scene where he's getting ready to go out on a date with this young woman, and he and his aunt are seemingly having some fun, just joking around. He starts quoting a film character. She then quotes back. They kind of joke, and she makes this joke about how If he is this male character, she is his like counter character of this female character. Bit inappropriate in itself. But then when Eric is going to actually leave, he pauses and he turns to her to ask to borrow some money. And in that moment, his demeanor completely changes. He goes to being very shy and awkward and almost submissive to her in the way that he speaks to her. Whereas he had just had all of this confidence. He asks her if he is able to borrow some money from her with the usual interest on it. And he's just you can tell he's very uncomfortable when stating this. Gets very upset, and her demeanor also changes back to being her very controlling demeanor that she has a lot of the time towards Eric. And she tells him, yes, you can have money, but only if you return immediately after the movie is over so that you can give me my back rub. Again, creepy, inappropriate, and the whole conversation just made me feel very weird and definitely made me sympathize for Eric. And just his relationship with his quote-unquote aunt really does make you sympathize with him a lot in this film. Again, most of the characters, aside from his aunt, don't really deserve it. It's like, yeah, some of these people were assholes. Some of them were just people Eric happened to run into at one point in time. And of course, his quote-unquote love interest in the film, Marilyn, gets roped into all of it as well. So again, I really like this film. I'm really glad that I watched it. I thought it was definitely unique and interesting. So if you have seen Fade to Black, let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments below. If you did enjoy this, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more horror related content. And before I go, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you know the perks to being a Patreon, links are in the description below, along with all of my social media, and I will see you guys again later with another video. Bye!